Welcome into another edition of the Dana Duckworth Show presented by Alabama One. Maggie Hetzel alongside head coach Dana Duckworth. Coach, a really fun Friday night meet, senior night. I know it was bittersweet for all of your girls. A couple of their last floor routines on floor for Maddie Desch, Shea Mahoney, Winter Childers. What was that like watching that first before we go into scores?
Well, that's the one thing I would tell you. I applaud the seniors. They kept their emotions in check because a lot of times senior night can take off, but they can get either overexcited or overtry. And I thought that they did an incredible job being really present. Seeing them finish that last floor routine in Coleman Coliseum, though, the emotion on their face, watching Winter do the last bar routine, it just goes to show that they've had a lot of passion for the sport and they truly love competing in Coleman Coliseum.
And a great meet against Georgia, 197.45 to Georgia's 196.05. All around, we'll get to floor. That was incredible. Let's start on vault, though, a 49.325. What were your takeaways from vault?
Well, we did some bigger vaults. I thought our execution was bigger. I thought we left a few landings on the table. And that's why the three that we're going to show, we can show all those different things. You know, overall, the vaults are getting bigger and better, and we just have to keep working the details.
Let's jump into Maddie Desch's vault, a 9.875. She tied her season best.
This was a great vault. She got great amplitude off the table and just I don't know, sold it. You can see her excitement. She had good elbows off the table. She had very little pike down. So a well done vault for Maddie Desch, for sure.
And you've been looking for this from Shallon, a 9.9 season best and tied her career best.
Absolutely. She had great amplitude and a better controlled landing. She's getting better every week, and we just got to continue to have her continue to get that confidence. Knees could be a little tighter, and then we can get closer to that 10-0.
Lexi Graber.
Yes, you'll watch a big vault, and it's just such a well-executed vault that the biggest deduction is only the step. So you see that she gets incredible distance. Actually, it was a hop, so it's a pretty generous hop, I would say. And I think that Lexi's vault the other day, when she really nailed it, she's going after that stick, and I'd like to see her take a small step and come back when it's that big.
Lexi won all around as well with 39.45. We're going to jump straight to bars. Winter Childers, her last bar routine, and Coleman a 9.85.
I was really proud this week. Winter let us off. She does a beautiful combination right here. A Maloney right up to a bail to handstand. The biggest thing with Winter, she gets great handstands, is her dismount. She does a half out double back. So you see this right here, half out, and then pulls that around. That hop is what got her. All week she had stuck landing after landing, so I was really hoping that she was gonna get that landing because a 9.85 is truly a great score for this routine, and she even left that little hop on the table.
Another one of your seniors, Shea Mahoney, and 9.9 for Shea, and an even bars champion.
Yes, Shea has worked bars all summer, all fall, just like this, every day doing routines. You see her hit her handstands. I love every detail. Her toes are pointed, her knees are completely straight. Right here, even in her Tkachev, you see her toes nice and pointed. The only deduction for Shea came right here. That handstand was just a little short. Other than that, she nailed her dismount. Everything was done just with perfection. I mean, that was a beautiful routine.
And Makari Doggett, we won't mention. We'll go from two seniors to a really impressive freshman. She had a 9.85, and she is not in the highlight. So, Coach, after watching the smiles on their face, though, after a couple of those bars routines and Maddie Desch's vault, what were your takeaways of vault and bars going into beam and floor?
Well, if you really want transparency, which I like to share, is that I felt we left a lot on the table. I think we did a good job, but we needed to do a great job. And then as we go on and we show you beam and floor, the momentum started to really build the way we wanted them to. So, you know, again, we handled the emotions on those first two events. We continued to change up our lineup and get more people experience. And so there's great little steps in all of this.
And again, a big rivalry against Georgia too. Your ladies handled that emotion and that competition very well. We're going to get into bars beam and floor when we come back. Stay with us.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back into the Dana Duckworth Show presented by Alabama One. Coach, we'll jump straight into beam, a 49.3 on beam. And you said you started to see that momentum start moving heading into beam and floor.
Well, Alonza, as usual, did a beautiful leadoff routine. And I just love having her in that position because she's calm and confident and the team really trusts her. Emily went up and actually did a beautiful first half of her routine. And I was excited, but then she had a mishap on the series. And so, you know, when you have a fall, second person up. The highlight really became that the next 4 athletes did not hold back. They used that as a great mental step in toughness and knowing that, okay, someone made a mistake, but the next second's more important. And so that's what I really felt that was a highlight from beam.
Mentally, you've seen a lot of strength on your beam routine. So we'll go straight into Alonza Klopfer's routine with a 9.875.
Alonza just works the beam so well. She, a lot of times you may not see it, but she looks at the judges when she's in the middle of her choreography. She does that squat full turn. Not a lot of people in college do that. Her series right here gives her 1/10 bonus, a front aerial back handspring. The rhythm is gorgeous. This was a big highlight for her. She does a beat jump to a straddle half. That's a really hard leap pass, but what was great is she was well at that 180 mark. Right here, her cat leap side aerial, another really challenging combination. And her only real deduction right here was that little hop back, like she slid. Had she actually taken her arms and came forward right here instead of left them behind her, you see here, behind her, boom. I wish she would have come forward. We would have gotten rid of that slide because she is a 9.9 beam worker.
A 9.9 beam worker, Luisa Blanco with a 9.9 shared honors as balance beam champion.
And Luisa is just such a wonderful, fun, balance beam worker to watch. She's graceful, she's aggressive, every detail. Look at the fingers, look at the toe point. She does a front aerial like she's literally on the floor. It's gorgeous. Right here, she does the back handspring layout, a series that she does a small little balance check, but that was all she had in that routine. This leap pass, the switch leap, sheep jump, a very difficult combination, and then right here, she nails that landing. Again, she had to fight for some little things, but the good thing in choreography is if you cover it up, the judges can't take the deduction.
You've seen so much growth from her throughout this season so far.
There's no doubt. She has done a great job.
We'll jump straight into floor. 49.6, best score since 2017. Maddie Desch, 9.925, tied her season best.
Well, if you've just seen how we've progressed on floor, I'm just so proud of the fact that we've been continuing to get stronger. Our endurance is great, our tumbling is powerful and very tall. I mean, right there, Maddie Desch does a double pike, executed the best you can possibly do. This is a fun middle pass. It just keeps on going. The 1.5, Branny, split jump, front tuck, keeps on, goes to the leap pass, tertiate half, split full. I mean, that you can see that smile on her face. She knew she nailed it. But this last pass, a double back, I want you to see how controlled her landing is. I mean, this right here was just flawless. You can see that big smile on her face. It's joy, it's relief, it's a combination of just all those emotions wrapped up in one. I'm just so proud of how she's just gotten better and better. Huge steps for Maddie and how she's matured over her 4 years.
Makari Doggett, 9.925, and you had 4 ladies all share floor exercise champion.
It was a great night on floor, and Makari hasn't been out there every week, so it was great getting her the experience again. Now right here, she just sets up for her first pass. She ended up doing a tucked full in versus a pike full in, and that was a good decision for her part as she punched. Yep. Controls that landing. This leap pass, a switch half popa, that's a new pass for her. We have changed it so that we have less deductions, and so I'm proud of that. And then the front through to double back, you can just see, again, the ladies are fit, they are landing these routines with ease, and they are just selling it. And we're seeing Makari's and Maddie Desch's 9.925s, but not even in the highlight. Luisa Blanco had a 9.925. Lexi Graber had a 9.925. And especially going through 3 rotations, the endurance and
that it
Shay
takes.
had
And Shay. So to get to the endurance of floor and perform like that, what does that say about this team and what they have left in them for the rest of the season?
I think it's confidence. I think it's poise. I do believe that their team spirit is very contagious. They really don't care who's going. They're all excited for whoever is on that event competing, and that's huge for this team. And then the other part is they are just getting to that place of competitive greatness. We haven't even put all 4 events together. Even in practice yesterday, we did a beam inter-squad that was lights out. I mean, that means good. It was awesome. So we had a 49.6 on floor last weekend. We are capable of going 49.5 on the 3 events. The one event where we do have room for growth is vault, but we don't have 6 10-0 start values. And so we have to go with what are our strengths, where can we execute and take advantage of all of that. And that's exactly what they're going after day in practice, staying in the moment.
Well, talking floor is fun, so let's just continue doing it. Stay with us. We're going to have Coach Dana Duckworth's tip of the week, and it probably has something to do with floor.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Welcome back into the Dana Duckworth Show presented by Alabama One. It's head coach's Dana Duckworth's tip of the week. Last week we talked a lot about, last week we had Emily Gaskins. Week before we talked about mental choreography, and Emily talked about mental choreography and what goes into a floor routine, a beam routine. Sometimes when you're heading to floor, the meet could be on the line, and it takes a lot of endurance to get to that. So what goes into the mental side of floor?
Well, for our ladies, it's about preparation, because the confidence comes from the fact that we have done the reps, we have done the numbers, we have worked the endurance. I mean, many times in practice, they may finish a routine and then do an extra last pass, or they may finish a routine, do an extra last pass, and then go over to the wind bike and do another 30-second sprint. So to us, we just feel like the system we have in building our floor endurance that really starts back in September, October, is how we get to that place that when we are in season, we are maintaining that endurance, strength, and confidence.
A big score this past week against Georgia on floor. We're going to take a look at those last 4 passes of the 4 girls who had 9.925s.
So a lot of times on a pass like this, a 2 salto pass, it's about technique. So you see her basically not rush. You see her really take her time, one skill at a time. And as she sets up and takes that big breath before she goes, it's just saying to herself, I've got this. Maddie Desch ends with a double back her last pass. You see her take that extra deep breath. It's like she sets herself in motion. She says, I got this. She focuses on getting the hips up. She focuses on seeing the landing, and then she can control that. Sometimes Maddie will stick it just locked cold. Sometimes she'll take the lunge. In college gymnastics, there's no deduction for taking a lunge on your last pass, or any of your passes for that matter. So it's confidence. It's basically setting up. Now this right here is a harder last pass, even though it's only Lexi's second pass. A front through to double pike. This is a very technical pass because she has to make sure her timing is right, her hips rise, you see her not rush into it. And so bottom line, it's about technique. It's about taking that extra breath before you go. And again, they've done this so many times. The reps have been there so many times, is they are confident in executing it. So it really comes from confidence, numbers, and making sure that they are just have rehearsed it enough. Makari Doggett, same thing. A front through to double back. You see her set up for this. The step through, the hips rise. She sees the landing. So it's really a combination of all of that. But it's the confidence comes from the preparation. There's no doubt.
But to get to that last pass, after some ladies, some have 2, some have 3, depends on everybody's floor routine, how much endurance truly does it take? And I know you were a gymnast yourself, so you're getting there, you finished the floor routine. Where are you at the last pass?
Well, for our ladies, because we fuel right, because we hydrate right, because we do all the other things that help you be for peak performance, I do believe that helps the whole entire package. And sometimes, you know, floor is the last event. Sometimes in a 4-way meet, it could be the first, second, or third event. And sometimes it's the third event in an away meet. So again, the endurance is based on their preparation on the front end, how much they've taxed themselves, how many events an athlete's doing, but at the end of the day, it's going to come from confidence, being able to believe in themselves, and knowing that their mental choreography matches the ability to maximize their performance.
Well, coming up next, we had her in studio last week. She's not back in studio with us, but we're going to learn a little bit more about her. Emily Gaskins, stay with us.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
I'd say I have a pretty unique story. I originally moved away from home when I was 12 to pursue elite gymnastics, and I continued with elite gymnastics till the day I left and came to school here. When I was 16, I was up in Ohio training with Mary Lee Tracy, and my whole family was at home. I lived with host families, so it was almost like I moved away from home a few years earlier than most. And then I represented the USA on the national team for 5 years. I was an elite, and then I came here, and now I'm just part of this amazing family and team.
Emily Gaskins.
It was amazing. It was better than what I expected it to be. Being able to compete with the team that we had, it was so much fun. Just the energy, the talent that was on it was amazing. It was so special. Just having them as a mentor, as a guide, and as a leader in life and in gymnastics is something you don't have too much growing up, but it was so great. They can expect a lot of energy, because I love to bring energy to my team. They can expect to see some cool routines, and I think I'm going to be a better gymnast this year than I was last year, honestly. I feel like I've changed a lot, all in good ways though. I've just grown up a lot. Just in life, in school, in gymnastics, I've learned a lot about myself, about kind of what kind of person I am and what kind of friend, what kind of gymnast and competitor. It's a whole different ball game in college, and you grow up a lot and really fast, and it's amazing.
Coach, a very interesting story of how Emily got here. Where do you see her elite gymnastics work ethic translate into college gymnastics?
Oh, just her lines, her toe point, the way that she attacks events. She's really fun to watch. She's really a gymnastics junkie. She loves gymnastics, anything gymnastics, really. But I totally remember when she was training in Florida, and she called me and she said, I am not done with this elite career, and I'm going to move up to Cincinnati, and I'm going to train with my other coach I had before, Mary Lee Tracy, and I'm going to put it all out there. And so I think what I love about her attitude in life is she wants no regrets. Emily's the type of young lady that she is going to give you her whole heart, and she is going to be one of your best friends, and she is going to help you through a lot of things, but she also is going to give 100% of anything she has that day. And you know, she said something in her video that just was about, I'm going to have a better year than I did last year. And it's been interesting to watch her this season, because she's been on that fine line of being in the lineup and then also being number 7 and going back and forth from having to really fight for it. She did have a few setbacks. One of the setbacks in the fall was an unexpected little ankle surgery, and it took her a little while to get back from that. And so where I feel she's finally just getting into her routine and her groove, you know, she hasn't been able to do that earlier in the season, and so it's wonderful to watch her continue to fight. It's that same attitude, is I will have no regret when it's over. And so I just think that she's a fighter, and she's a great little leader on this team, and she loves the sport.
And as a sophomore, a lot more to see from Emily Gaskins. A lot more to see from the Alabama gymnastics team, too. They're heading out on the road. We're going to preview that for you when we come back.
The Dana Duckworth Show is brought to you by Alabama One.
Coach, you guys are normally getting on a plane. This time you're going to be getting on a bus to take the short trip up to Birmingham for Elevate the Stage.
Yes, we are excited to compete in Birmingham. Thank you, Knight Edie, for putting on this meet. It is an opportunity to be on podium, which is the surface that we will be able to compete on at the SEC Championship and, God willing, the National Championship. It's a great preparation for our ladies to be showcased, and I think that it's an awesome rivalry, of course, because it's Auburn. And, you know, it's wonderful to be able to bring gymnastics to the Birmingham area, because there's so many gyms and so many little athletes that can come watch this meet. There's a club meet involved with it as well. And so I always tell our ladies, you get to be role models. You get to be the ladies that they want to become. And so we're going to go into that meet with complete focus. We have a job to do. We are continuing to still finish out this regular season with the best potential that we have.
You're seeing Auburn again, and you guys will be considered the away team. So what's the message to the ladies?
Well, we'll start on bars first, and we need to start off with more stuck landings and excellent handstands. The ladies have put the work in this week, and they should have a lot of confidence. Then we'll go to vault, and hopefully we'll be able to just get some great landings on that podium surface. And then we will actually do floor third, and that's always nice. Again, getting used to the bounce and being able to sell those routines. And then there's nothing better than ending on beam, because you need that mental experience and you need that opportunity. The other thing is there are exhibitions this week. So where we can, we're going to put an exhibition on whatever events we can, so we can get more experience and, again, utilize that depth.
Well, Coach, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We will see you guys next week for the last Dana Show. I can't believe it already. Thank you again for tuning in to the Dana Duckworth Show, presented by Alabama One.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.